Good afternoon. I'm here today to talk to you about hospice, one of my absolute loves, as we all know. And it's Kathy from ALECC. And thank you very much for tuning in. And let's talk about hospice today, because after all, November is the National Hospice and Palliative Care Month. And so I really wanted to shed a little light on this month, especially because hospice is my love and something that I very much have dedicated a large part of my life to. I really do enjoy delivering care in the home, wherever the patient decides to call home. I have spent, well, next year it will be 40 years as a nurse. And I remember when I was in nursing school at Long Beach State, I asked to do, in my public health rotation, home health, which they did not offer at the time. I had to create my own curriculum, but the school allowed me to do that. And then when I entered nursing, I worked on a cancer unit. Much to my surprise, I thought I was going to deliver babies, and well, as I've mentioned before, that ended up not really being my interest. Truly, I ended up with a gift in the area of end of life. And I ended up in hospice. I ended up on a cancer unit, which eventually led to working in the homes with home health, home infusion, and hospice. We've come a long way in this industry. It's been a ongoing uphill battle for us to get recognized, to be able to serve our patients the way we need to. We've made progress in the areas of pain management, which has been a huge undertaking of mine. If anyone ever reads my bio, they'll see that I spent a lot of time helping to work and develop the pain scales that we now use, working with the Joint Commission and a national committee long time ago. But I used to get very dismayed working with nurses, working with other clinicians, working with physicians, trying to tell patients what their pain was instead of listening to people and understanding that. I can remember when we didn't have PCA and the first PCA came out, CAD pumps, actually going home and putting saline in a CAD pump and working with Y sites and different things as I tried to convince physicians that, come on, we can send these patients home on PCA, put them on hospice and do stuff like that so they can be home in an environment much more conducive than being here in the hospital. So I fought so hard for things like that. I've worked very hard in areas with trying to get doctors to admit patients onto hospice much sooner than they do. I still believe that's one of our areas that continues to remain a challenge in the hospice industry, is educating physicians to help let go of patients sooner and introduce options to their patients about hospice and palliative care. I just think that quality of life versus, if we're looking at potential end-of-life issues here, quality of life at the end, spending it with family, with loved ones, doing things that we love is much more important than bombarding people with tests and more treatments that may ultimately have the same outcome, maybe extending life a very short period of time, but what is our quality of life at that point in time? So these are some of the things that I think we still need to work on educating. I am so grateful for President Carter putting the spotlight on hospice as he has. He's just done a wonderful job for us in so many ways, But I just think that we've come a long way. Of course, the spotlight is on us now with oversight, because as in everything, no one's been paying attention, there are always those bad eggs that will take advantage of everything. And so now we are in a challenging time, which allows me to help those agencies as they try to work through their challenging time. But hospice does take a special heart. It really started as a volunteer situation. Volunteers are so near and dear to hospice. We get many of our volunteers from people who have had the hospice experience, so that they bring that element to us, which is is just so amazing and so awesome. I love working, I love just hospice IDT, IDG, where we start with our chaplains getting us grounded and centered with a prayer or something like that. I love that element that we come together as a team working with our patients from a team approach. So again, I've been in hospice for so many years, but I wanted to take this time, especially during Thanksgiving week, to thank you all for the work that you do, for the differences that you make, for the battles that you fight, for the advocacy on behalf of our patients, for constantly going back to the doctor saying, can we talk to them now about this wonderful program that we have? And please continue to keep up the good work and know that you are thought of as a band of angels that always comes into the home and makes a difference. So with that, I leave you. Have a glorious week. Continue your good work, and thank you. Bye-bye.